Hi, hi. This is a random live stream as I explore the research object crate world. It could be useful for anyone that is interested in research data management and ways of packing metadata alongside data, especially in the context of microscopy. That's where I'm focusing. So, yeah, who knows? Um, all right. So I'm working with the OME team nowadays and the OME-Zarr standard, and there are many interesting things there. Um, One of the big ideas to kind of add metadata to OME-Zarr things and explore this in a different way. This has been done experimentally for the OME 2024 NGFF challenge. So yeah, this was a challenge to get a lot of data in OME-Zarr uh, zero point 0.5 format that's using Zarr v3. Zarr is special thing. It doesn't matter exactly what this is about, but for this particular case, but these data, these Zarr files, they are big folders with a lot of different things. And in this case, they contain, if you open the OMGF and NGFF validator, the last generation file format, NGFF Zarr is pretty much the same in this context, right? They come with auto-grade metadata with good metadata is spec on the auto-grade metadata JSON that contains enough information to describe the sample, and this is packed alongside the object, right? So you have a big suitcase, if you will, or a crate or a box that contains both the data, so the images are there for this particular experiment, but also the metadata in the file itself, right? So you pack it all together under a common structure, so you get good metadata. This is a good practice, right? It's a new thing, and so we're exploring it. It's not part of the Zarr standard, of the OME-Zarr standard at least, and the Zarr standard also not, but it could be in the future some variation of it in terms of how metadata gets together with this whole body of data. So it's interesting to explore, right? People are also interested in the context of OME+RO. So I actually haven't read this, so I open here. So there's below saying that something related. So the idea of this video is just explore this. So you niche people watching this can see what I'm seeing, and I perhaps can come back in the future and see that too. So also I work from home, and this is a way to get less lonely things. So there is a question of Jamari I'd like to discuss using OME-Crate as a standard package. This package OME+ records, images and annotations, right? There is already an option in CLI transfer. This sounds reasonable, and yeah, sounds reasonable. Row-crate profiles that apply out the box. No link-ML implementation of row-crate, but it could be good, interesting. Josh agreed. Uh, and in the case of different files, it could get a lot of copies, right, of metadata. Uh, and if you have OME-Zarr, there are multiple files, and then it gets a lot of copies indeed. Eric mentioned that the software auto-grade software environment back in 2003 was pretty thin, so there wasn't much support or many people working on this. Dump out these files in flex structure and externally based JSON. Other issues, robot support, auto-grade strongly per file, which doesn't go well with the OME data model. Could be there could be some variation, but it does make sense, right? You don't pack the error grade with the data set in a sense. You pack it with the image, right? Uh, because that's the granular thing. So there could be some variation there, but that's interesting, right? Uh, Link about implementation of OME+RO-crate could be interesting. Oh, OME+RO-crate profile. Josh has mentioned earlier the row-crate profile, so we could think about a micro-crate, a microscopic crate, or crate for microscopy, or OME+RO-crate. OME+RO-crate is actually an okay name too, right? So metadata in the NGFF, where it gets written, more discussion, more discussion. That's interesting. All right, so there are a few people interested in this. Let's see if in the image uh, forum there are other RA-crate discussions. No, apparently this is the only RA-crate discussion going on in the ImageSC forum. So there could be a way to thicken the environment, right? Perhaps add another topic to this forum, perhaps RA-crate and OME-Zarr. This is something I will probably do soonish. I'll just um, pin this and then come back to this later, right? All right, so and then this is probably like the examples of how it could be integrated in a different way or in the NGFF validator. So it's considered valid, right? You can pack anything in your Zarr file and it's fair game, including error grades. So the lightweight community effort. Oh, community effort. So lightweight approach to packaging research data with their metadata. Monitor. So these are error grades in use. If I click here, I get to error grade / autosumat. I don't know what autosumat is. Some kind of digital workflow. There are many user cases here. I guess Aroma, Hungarian initiative. I was seeing some interesting things about this. Crate builder, Bioconad, data plan. I think this is an FDI or annotated research context. I also have to take a better look at what ARC is. This is interesting. Sure, fairness. ARC data hub. Annotate framework for design documenting research data. Right. Includes ARC array. I think the NFDI for plants, the data plant people are working a lot at this. Interesting. Yeah, this is NFDI for plants. Investigation study assay model and the common workflow is a row-crate profile. What exactly is a row-crate profile? So this is something I'll have to dig deeper into. But interesting. The row-crate website about the row-crate, but then I get to explore news, and then I have different projects that use row-crate. But this is each of these pages have a different structure, right? So they look like small pages managed by the groups themselves. So each of them are using this some way. So survey ontology uses row-crate, so they have a description here. This is more scientific, like almost like a mini microblog / paper. Okay, these are the use cases. All right, but I also don't know the term, so there could be some like better explanation of what row-crate is here. So there's the plot page. Yeah, I guess I technically can go to the about page, but I wouldn't enjoy an image here, right? Maybe not this image. This is a bit too much. But there could be something. All right. So integrated view to which you can see an entire research object. The output and outcomes and the outcomes. All right. So this is more comprehensive even than what I expected before. So the article would go in row-crate in the end. Enables the sharing of research outputs. Data and metadata, no matter where they're stored. So that from a paper you can find the data, and from the data you can find its authors and so on. All right. You could contain the name, but also link its data like ORCA, ORCA-T, affiliations, fundings, and etc. And pieces of disposal includes protocols I/O. It's great to see the protocols I/O getting this kind of traction, right? And RIDs and so on. And what is metadata? What is my metadata? It's here, I guess. The ARO-crate as the metadata. Interesting. So Carl Gogol is the person out there. An ARO-crate structure packaging, packaging. Uh, it's general for research, right? So I come from bioinformatics, so I thought it was mostly biomedical, but it also has reached digital humanities, regulatory sciences. Can also adapt and extend it to their specific data and requirements. It makes data fair. I get that because you pack things together with nice metadata. There are tutorials here. I can visit the use cases page, find relevance for a domain, a project role, or task. There's a technical overview. This is good. And the background where I can learn about the history of how it came to be, how it could cite, so there are publications. Some people in the Mauricio, this is the ontology RDF community, Leila Castro, these I've seen before. And also some people at the biohackathon, so nice. And then a great spec. Then you have more people here in the middle, but also some familiar names. Okay, I still don't know what the OME-Crate profile was. So use cases, community, blog. Yeah, pretty new, right? So there's publication from today. So and they are recent. They are from all the last few months. So this is nice to explore. Tutorials, video tutorials. What is a OME-Crate? OME-Crate. So here you put things. There's a crate. It's a good video. A good more. So resource and profiles, tutorials, tools. So these are tools that can be used in the context of a crate, I imagine. The Scribble. ELN validator, fair research object validator, for your crate, RDF crate. That's interesting. Yum and GFF repo, the challenge one. Here in GitHub, it had a few tools, a few functionalities to use AeroCrate, like AeroCrate license, and then you insert it. I don't know if that can be considered an AeroCrate 2, Yum GFF challenge thing, but I think it could, right? It is. He's using AeroCrate, so it could be linked perhaps there somehow. Though these are more general AeroCrate things, right? So repos to AeroCrate, HTML rendering of AeroCrate. A lot of these are npm packages, but some are in GitHub from random or randomish Galaxy AeroCrate, check my crate. Rates to pages. Downcast. So maybe it's too niche for this one in particular, but that's interesting. So profiles. General purpose containers of arbitrary data and open-ended metadata. Yeah, constrainer creates a specific profile, set of conventions, types, and properties that one manually can require and expect to present a subset of our grades. All right. Defining conforming a programmatic assumption of an array content allows consistent creation of form in a user interface, rich UI components. So the person always has an affiliation to organization, right? So these we can go to the array spec where it defines a person. So a data set may have an author, and this author is of kind person. So it has an ID, a type, an affiliation string, and a name. The alter property may be considered to other things. The publisher is an organization. You can use a ROR ID. That's good. It's also getting a lot of traction. Publisher, findings and grants, also ROR IDs everywhere. It's good. Access control and copyright. So there are many different, and there's a new spec, terminology, interesting. Data entities, attached inquiry. So I will create metadata.json in example dot AI. I don't know what that is. Creative work conforms to this standard. So this is the context, and the graph says this OME+RO-crate metadata JSON. It conforms to this spec. It is about here. The ID is here, and types of data sets, an example data set. There's the date and the author, the license, and the parts of the data set. And then you can specify the parts data set. So there's 80, this particular things, the diagram showing trends increase. So there are some details, lots of little files, too many files, many small files. All right, okay. This is an example. So there's a spec for the OME+RO-crate, and then OME+RO-crate profile. So see profiles of OME+RO-crate in use. Interesting. This is this looks like MenuBot. Has been published. Permalink, the GitHub, but it's a. Let me see. This is the permalink. It was generated by this. An OME+RO-crate paper a few years ago. Yeah, MenuBot, an overleaf. Fun. Nice to see MenuBot being used. It's useful. Yeah, it's over here also. MenuBot is a way of publishing things in the papers in GitHub. It's super fun. I have used in the past. Maybe I can use it back again. So if people are in using it, it's super fun and super efficient. But there's a good. Anyways, so where was I again? There was a link here from profile. Yeah, profiles of OME+RO-crate in use. OME+RO-crate tooling, and then profiles. Profile for describing workflows. Make workflows. OME+RO-crates can be used for interoperable the position of workflows, workflow hub. So you can publish them with a particular metadata. That's interesting. OME+RO-crate profile, material sciences. Harvard Data Commons. I still not. I wanted some examples of these profiles, but this is not really an example, I guess. I want to go back to profiles. For more examples, you can see profiles of OME+RO-crate in use. Biocompute objects, standardized completion workflows, biomedical regulators. PCO-OME+RO-crate. So then there is PCO-OME+RO-crate. What's the profile? If you understand correctly. Yeah, not many examples here, so I'm actually not understanding completely. But this is an example of a profile, right? Mhm. Mhm. So there's okay, data set, the root, it has part, and a main entity, and the license, name and author. So it uses the OME-Crate entities to kind of define a standard metadata structure for this particular piece. Hmm. Oh, here are other profiles. Reliance, OME-Crate, packaging data cubes and their data, this other project. The party set, the Scribble profile, and using this particular part. So this could, I mean, there is already a profile mesh for OME-Zarr that was developed. It was just not specified, right, in the OME 105 challenge. Arc, our great profile, my data plan is a I'm not so sure, I guess. Um, and these are our great profiles. Making an our great profile, right? Structured Roman human language. Uh, New profiles can use any schema.org terms. We're likely to need to define and import additional terms. And there's information that in the specification, right? It can be a JSON schema, um, RDF shapes. Interesting. Yeah, checks a shackle or hard-coded validator. Check expected codes. You can hard code your schema, right? Saying that I want this. Formalizing the profiles and forming formal documentation for humans, right? So, but you can formalize our crate profiles as a profile crate. There is room for that. There are rooms for extending the profile. The reliance row crate profile. Video, other people. Crate 1.1 spec. Interesting. Reliance data cube IO crate. Okay. Reliance. Interesting. Arc crate profiles. Extend basic crate. Memory documentation. Music drivers. Arc profile. Detail description. Apostolic information data. Lab process types used. Connecting inputs with outputs and parameterization of the steps. This is interesting. This seems mostly related to what I've been interested in. It could be a starting point, also because this is also in an FDI, so uh, it's in the same overall infrastructure that Jerby is connected to through an FDI for bioimage. So it seems like a good starting point. Uh, yeah, workflow. So this seems like a good example, apparently. Um, It's versioned on GitHub. Interesting. For workflows on different platforms. And SnakeMake, Nextflow, Mean, CWL. Oh, link's broken. Okay. Alright, create JSON now. Okay. Error create profile. Workflow error create profile. And then there's spec for profile. There's in the newest error create spec. There's a profile. I guess I should read the spec. It seems useful, right? We'll create profiles which are direct typing. So this is maybe another video that's just reading, going through the full auto-create spec. URI must resolve profiles. Should use keywords. Interesting. This is a good meta. It's fun. The profile may require suggested type of the version of auto-create extensions, LD context, conforms to type array, profile grade. That's good. How to retrieve a profile grade. This is interesting. All right, so this is something I could read in detail at some other point. While compute objects, it's probably not how this page should look like. Maybe it is. Interesting. Tutorials. I guess I could see a couple of these videos. They probably would help me. So yeah, so these are all things that I should look at some point. So this particular one. So I'm just saving it for later, right? Use cases. Oh, the domains. Yeah, the domain pages. This is good. There's biology and there's bioinformatics. We click here, omics. All right, and who is using this in the omics and bioinformatics world? I'm not sure if, in EDEM, that's interesting too. So data plant, BioConnect, and this probably takes to the use case, right? Yes. The Jackson Laboratory. This is definitely interesting. They do have a lot of interesting microscope data. This is the other one that I should look in detail. What is it? The community, it's the domain thing, right? So where was it? We'll create domains. And there's biology. And there's a good overlap, though not 100%. And then there has ecology and biodiversity, and also a good overlap. There's Aurora Hub, Senckenberg Wildlife, good, also German initiative, Digital Twins, Auro Hub, Time Layer Map, Informatics, and then these go a bit away, so Semantic Technologies, Survey and Ontology, Biomedical Science. There's yet another life science thing. So I guess we could have some like OME here, right? I think we could have this sooner rather than later, because it has been, it is a use case, right? It is a use case. So we could add it here so people know that this exists, right? So this seems relevant, right? When you see your own use case here, submit through Google Forms or GitHub. So if I got approval for this, oh, I need to sign up in Google, so I just go. Add your use case. If you're using OME-Crate in your project, become your use case. Yeah, we can add the OME and GFF challenge here, and eventually it may evolve to something bigger, but it should be there, right? So yeah, why not? I guess. Yeah, I think if I got an okay to work on this, it seems interesting. Data analysis and management ontology. It's a good ontology. Uh-huh. Oh man, has been a while since I got in contact with Eden. Perhaps I know they have good people working on that. They had some Brazilian people also, like me. I'll just ping this. This is something that I could make a video later about. I don't know, like this one. It's probably not useful, but it could be. Uh-huh. So I think I have my links now. I think I'll just add all the relevant links to the video description. So it could make sense. So it gets all, well, vendor locked in on YouTube or something, but I will copy these somewhere, right? That makes sense. Uh, that can make a lot of sense. It can become like some practice, right? For exploring a new thing. I explore, I get the good links, I take some action points, I finish the video, and then it's a session of exploring a technology. Then Compare uses detached row-crate. The images are served over separate API calls for separated objects. The use of handles for persistent variables being explored as a demonstrator of a hybrid web handle FDO based on the dot. This is interesting. There's a biohackathon publication. I am interested in this also. So more task compliance, data creation, and these are examples. Data handling, managing research data. This is probably 5 saves, great. Data plan. These are basically like, this is a hub that connect the use cases, but also grouped into different classes, right? Your role. So I am what am I? Information architect. I am a software developer. Interesting. So there are some kind of tag system that can relate things here and there. Data management plans. So yeah. So, and then we have, all right, data. So this is very simple, right? So I'll just keep this to say, hey, standards are very low, or at least at some point they were very low. But they had a OME-Crate template, right? So this is kind of a use case. Yeah, let's see. Technical overview. Interesting. Public repositories on GitHub using hashtag OME-Crate. This also could be added to the GFF repository there, the challenge, because it uses OME-Crate. Maybe not. HarCTL, so this is a OME-Crate. This is obviously relevant for what I'm thinking data workspace, Scribble, Shoreline publication, Cradle, micro publication, full stack Shoreline lines, OME+RO-crate, metadata standards, executable code, get page, fun, OME+RO-crate by biodiversity, digital twin, Bidentic OME+RO-crate, Bidentic anti-money war. This looks like things that I know people that work on this. Biohackathon, enabling 5G apples for OME+RO-crate, signposts and bioschemas. Interesting. OME+RO-crate test. Check my crate. Yeah. Training. I wonder if there's like OME+RO-crate training. Oh, no, it's just general training. OME+RO-crate. I need to go through this eventually. An integration layer between the OME platform and OME+RO-crate metadata standard. So this is directly relevant to this discussion on image photo, right? And these are not the same people. So I would just let them know that they exist. This connects people. This goes here. All right. Arc. These all the links are going there, so I'm keeping them open and then I'm closing it all together. So it's Python OME+RO-crates, Pydantic OME+RO-crates, Python library for preparing OME+RO-crates using Pydantic types. This is good. This is interesting. So this can be useful. Cindy Rogers. Builds OME+RO-crates, spanning types for schema or localize. Fun. Goes to the list. BHL and then BHL, not BHL, right? Stian Reyes, Biohackathon. Who is there? Sandy Rogers, Leila. Jonas Green. Okay. Previewing the papers as PDF. Not this one, not today. Leading port and metadata annotation in OME+RO. Image data resource, super interesting, but what does it has to do? How did that? Oh yeah, it's tagged in OME+RO-crate in OME+RO. At some point. I'll go through this quickly later. I just want to fit, and then OME+RO CLI transfer back and back, transfer OME+RO objects, and there are optional OME+RO-crate exports. Good. This is good. So I think I would just use like the open microscopy environment as a use case, and then add stuff. I think this is interesting and useful, and might connect stuff together and get people interested to find things. Yeah, I think that's it. So if you are coming to this video, I don't expect anyone to come, especially to the last part. But if you're coming here this year, in 10 years, in 30 years, let me know in the comments. Thanks. Bye-bye.